Guys, it's Erin or Everyday Erin, and I am back with another video. I decided to take advantage of the beautiful weather and try and record outside. I'll have to do some cut-ins of overhead because I'm going to share a different type of finished object video with you today. So this is a thank God it's finished, and this is all the paper crafting I've been working on in the last little bit. I believe I mentioned a few videos back that I've been paper crazy. All things paper crafting, because I need one more hobby, right? You saw in my craft room video that I don't need any more hobbies, but oh well. I have a silhouette, which is really what fueled all this, and I really want to use the silhouette more than I have. I've had the silhouette for a year and a half now. I did have Let me backtrack. I had a silhouette portrait and I used it all the time. And a year and a half ago, I got a silhouette cameo for Christmas, which is a bigger one, and I sold my silhouette portrait. There was nothing wrong with it. And I want to utilize that more than I have been in the past year and a half. All that being said, I have not only been working with the silhouette, but I have been using the silhouette quite a bit. Another thing I had was a laminator, and I wanted to utilize that. I bought the laminator on a super clearance last winter from Michael's, like super clearance. I think the laminator was $5 and the sheets were like $2. So I wanted to use that too. All that being said, I have dove headfirst into paper crafting, and I'm going to share some of that with you. This is what I've been working on since before surgery. Before surgery, I did a lot of paper crafting because I don't know, it took my mind. I had to think about things, so it took my mind off of the pain that I was going through. And thankfully, I am now pain-free, which is epically amazing. So let's jump into what I've been working on. The first thing that I'm going to share with you, and I'll show these overhead too, are Christmas cards. Now, these Christmas cards are from a sketch by Call Me Crafty Al on YouTube. I will link her channel down below. And these are, they're kind of like a one-page wonder card. And I have made quite a stack of them for this coming Christmas. And this is what they look like. Maybe I won't do an overhead because these are pretty easy. And I had these paper pads, these 6x6 paper pads from Joann's ages and ages ago, and I just decided to use them. So the Call Me Crafty Al monthly card is pretty amazing. It takes all the guesswork out of things, and it makes it so easy. So I had these red card bases that I picked up at Michael's a few years ago, and I just decided to make a bunch of cards. So you can get the idea. Woo! These are all the cards I worked on, and I do have more in progress downstairs that I'll get back to eventually. The next thing I worked on was folios. I got folio crazy for a while. Our oldest niece, Lily, graduated from high school in the spring, so I made her a folio, which I don't have. If I have a picture of it at all, I'll put it in here. And that was it for me. That was it for me. I picked up that graduation paper on clearance, and because I knew I wanted to make her a little album because we couldn't be there with COVID and everything. So I made that for her. She seemed to like it, and that just started a snowball effect. So I did follow tutorials for these. However, I do not have them. I will try and find them. I just really wrote down the measurements. Most of the folios I used at that time were by Rosa Kelly. I will link her channel down below. So this is one of them, and this is just with papers that I had in my stash, and this was before I bought magnets, so it has Velcro. And I'll do an overhead of this for you. See, look at this. This is actually the exact same one that I made for Lily for graduation. So as you can see, it has a pull-out feature, it has a small waterfall, and It was a lot of fun to make, and I just made it using papers that I already had in my paper crafting stash. So that's one of the folios. Now, not all of the folios I made were a success, and I don't know if I have any of those here, but we shall see. Oh, this is another folio. See, these are my notes. I just would, what are these called? Post it to the book. So this is a smaller folio, and this was another paper I picked up on clearance. So I'll again go overhead so you can see this. It has a waterfall on the right hand side for photos and journaling or whatever else you want to put there, and then it has a different type of waterfall with a pocket on the left hand side. And I do believe this was also by Rosa Kelly, and at this point I had magnets and I thought the world, I thought I was the bee's knees of paper crafting, because now you can hear this every time you close something. So that is another folio I worked on. Looking in my... Okay, the next thing I worked on was junior legal pad covers. And okay, this one's magnetized. This one is from a paper pad from Michaels. I know that. And this says drink coffee and do good. Love it. And inside of this one, you have a legal pad, a mini legal pad, a pocket with some cut apart cards in it. I'll go overhead so you can see this too. And I did do a covered mini composition book, and those were a lot of fun. And my favorite part of this one is the coffee stain that says "But first coffee." I mean, come on now. Hello, it's me. Oh, I just had a splashdown of paper. Oh well. Okay. The next one I made was a tea themed one, and everything has gone flying, but you can see now what that looked like when I finished that, and I am still picking up little pieces here and there from that one. And the final one that I worked on was Be Humble, and this one, back to Velcro. This one has a mini post-it cover, some cut apart, some tags, and the legal pad, and it was just a lot of fun to work on. So these are those. As I said, they were a lot of fun to work on. This was not a Rosa Kelly tutorial. I'm going to try my darndest to find it, and I'll leave it down below for you. I do have no plans for these. If anybody was interested in purchasing them, just let me know, and we can work something out, because I just make them because they're fun. I have made some for myself, but those are already in use. The next thing I worked on was tassels. I had beads, I had lobster claws, and I had yarn, and I decided to make some tassels. You've probably seen these on Instagram already. These were another thing. Why the heck not? So I made these tassels. Goodness gracious. Extreme close-up. And these can go on your purse, they can go on mini albums, they can be a keychain. These were just a lot of fun with all the colors of yarn and beads and everything else, and I had the stuff, so why not? These are also available if anybody's interested. If not, I will keep them. Save them for a swap or something, because that's the other thing. I've gotten involved in swaps. I've joined a couple paper crafting swap groups online. The next thing that I worked on were these. These are not exactly finished yet. Talked about my laminator. I had some mini composition notebooks, and I made some mini traveler's notebooks, and this one has a boo-boo here that I have yet to figure out what I'm going to do to cover that up. I laminated a paper circle into it. So in here we have some mini composition books. We have a laminated pocket, another mini composition book, and another laminated pocket. And if you can't tell, this is all crafting themed. I don't think it's just sewing. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, see, let's make pretty things crafty. I can make that handmade queen crafty. So there's this one, and this, I want to add some of those adhesive pockets in here, and like I said, I want to embellish the front a little bit. And then this is another crafty themed one. I should show you. It closes with the elastic. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to put a charm on here, a dangle like this but smaller. That's a possibility. It's not quite done, like I said. This one says, Yahtzee is texting me. This one says laugh, sewing, laugh, simplicity, crafty, stuff like that. And inside is the same paper. So this is a pocket, same paper that was on the last one. A little notebook. I think these are great to, you know, jot down what you're working on, stuff like that. Another pocket, and this. You know, this is what I should be using instead of my Post-its to keep track of these things that I'm making, because here's another Post-it with how I made it. Anyway, so these are a lot of fun. I'm gonna work on finishing these up, and I don't know what I'll do with them. I'll either give them away in swaps or use them, probably use them, maybe offer them for sale. I'm not sure yet. I'm still working on trying to figure out the whole Etsy thing. It's a nightmare, but until then I have other options. So 2 last things I made on my silhouette, and one was this file that I had forever and a day, and I said, hey, let's make it. And I just noticed there's some glue on the front, so I'll have to take care of that. This is a little haunted house. I mean, we're getting into fall. Haunted house mini album. How cute is that? Now, this is just the base right now. I may or may not go through and jazz this up, depending on if I'm going to use it. If I'm not going to use it, I'll probably wait until I'm going to use it or give it to somebody, and then I'll jazz it up. But this was really fun and cute, and I might just put it on my mantle because it's adorable. And then the last thing I made is for my mantle, and this is a 3D truck. You know, the trucks are all the rage. And this is what it is. I believe this was a Lori Whitlock file. Look at that ghost. He's so cute, saying boo in his spooky little black truck. He's not very spooky. I hate to tell him. So that is what I have been working on for the last couple months in terms of paper crafting. It's a lot of what I've been working on. There's some other things that I'm going to show more in detail as we go along, but that's the vast majority of what I've been working on. I also made, I don't know, probably like 200 cards, just random cards. I also made some silhouette cut embellishments and rosettes and bows, which I didn't show you the bows because I made all those bow kits. So that'll be another video. I'll share those with you because I already showed you the kits that I made for those. So that is all I have for today. This day is gorgeous. It's soaking wet outside because we had pouring rain last night, but I found a dry spot to sit in, and I set you up on a TV tray on my deck. So I may try and sneak a couple more minutes out here before I go inside. I have some, you know, the obligatory housework to do. I have to cook dinner, and craft, of course. I have to craft. That's all I have for now. I hope you guys are doing really well. If you liked this video, I would invite you to like, comment, and subscribe. I am doing my best to write back to every single comment I get. Sometimes it takes me a couple days, sometimes it takes me a week, but I'm loving the interactions that we're having. And I would love to know what you're working on. I mean, that's my basic question every single time. I am working on paper crafting. I'm knitting a pair of socks. I haven't cross stitched in over a week, so maybe I'll do some cross stitching this weekend. We'll see what happens. I love the weekend. I love the weekend, especially in the fall. There's nothing to beat it. Okay, I'm rambling now. I'm rambling. Um, Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I'll talk to you later.